Hey guys, welcome back for another reaction. Today I'll be reacting to 8 things to bring and not to bring to Germany. This is gonna be a perfect video because, as I've said before, I'm planning a trip to Germany, so I need to know what I can bring or what I can't bring to Germany. So let's get into this.
What's up, everybody? We are Diana and Phil. Diana here is from the United States, and I am from Germany. And in this video, we're gonna go over 8 things to bring and not to bring to Germany.
So we travel a lot, and right now we are living in Germany, and I get this question a lot on advice on what to bring when visiting Germany for the first time, and a lot of these things can be applied to other countries in Europe. We're going to focus on Germany. Let's get right into it.
All right, our first category is gonna be money.
So
Oh,
when you're
of
visiting
course.
Germany, you'll probably be buying a lot of things. And one thing you should
Mm-hmm.
definitely have is a credit card with no foreign transaction fees and
Ah,
a debit bank card with no ATM fees. One thing that I
yeah.
immediately noticed is that there are a lot of smaller shops and bakeries that only take cash. And sometimes there's even a
Oh.
minimum requirement for a credit card or debit card usage. So
Oh,
it's
that would
always
suck.
important to have cash on you when you're traveling out and about
Good
here in
tip.
case you want a little coffee and kuchen pastry break.
That's true. Also, another quick tip, you
That's a really good tip. I will definitely take out a lot of cash that I would think would be enough the whole trip so that fees won't add up because those things add up. I don't know if my credit card has international fees or something. I'm not sure. But I think in the other countries that I've been to, some of them like don't have fees international, but some have it. So it really depends. So yeah. And I love going to bakeries, so this is gonna be convenient if I have cash on hand already.
should carry a couple of coins everywhere because you will need coins at some points. For example,
For
public
what?
toilets, they are not free here and they
Yeah.
usually cost between 50 cents and €1. So you should have some coins if it's urgent. Another thing, the shopping carts.
Oh yeah, I think I remember this tip from Walter World that you have to carry coins all the time because you need it when you need to pee. So yeah, I think I need to write down all these things so I won't really forget them. Yeah, this is good.
At the supermarkets, you need to put a coin in there to get your shopping cart, drive around with it, and
Oh
when you bring it
yeah.
back, and you have to bring it back, you will get your coin back. So carrying a couple of coins with you at all times, definitely recommended.
Genau. So category number
Very good
2,
tip.
electronics and adapters.
One thing that you should absolutely bring is a universal adapter to plug into the outlets here in Germany.
Oh.
So Germany basically has 2 types of plugs. One is the type C, which is this kind of flat one, and then the other
Ah,
one is type F, which
interesting.
is kind of this bigger rounded one.
It's different from the US.
Yeah, it is totally different from the US, and since the voltage
Yes.
differs, you absolutely need one to power basically everything. Also, if you come to Germany, you probably want to check out a couple of the surrounding countries as well. And I think in Europe, there's still no standardized outlet thing, so one that can adjust like that one is probably best suited for different countries, and it's an absolute necessity to bring.
So most of our cell phones and
That makes
laptops have an
sense.
automatic converter with the voltage, so you'll be fine with that. But if you're bringing like a hair straightener or a
Good.
blow dryer, it's going to differ in voltage, so I would make sure you have a
Um,
converter or just leave those at home.
Yeah. Category number
yeah, that's a good tip because I always forgot adapter every time I go somewhere. Like I always forget it. I don't know how, but I'm just really forgetful and that sucks. So yeah, I really have to write this down. Also, don't hotels in Germany have blow dryer already? Like in the bathroom? Is that a thing there? Cause yeah, I don't want to have a wet hair when I go out.
3 is gonna be clothes.
If I'm being
Of
completely honest,
course.
you should not overpack when coming to Germany. It's not like you will never find a clothing store when traveling around here, but we have a few little tips in the clothing department.
Yeah, since you probably don't want to buy everything new, one tip that I would absolutely give you is bring a lot of layers. In Germany, layering is
Um,
everything. You should bring leggings, long sleeves, a light jacket, and everything that kind of breaks wind or the weather.
Yeah.
Especially when you come in fall, winter, or even spring, you should also bring some
fall.
scarves, maybe some beanies, and potentially an umbrella, although you can get these pretty cheap everywhere as well. Another thing that you should definitely pack is
Yeah, maybe I'm just gonna buy scarf or umbrella when I go there. I don't want to carry those around.
two pairs of shoes. Since the weather is that unpredictable, it is very likely that
Really?
one pair of your, let's say, sneakers gets wet or dirty, and you will need another pair
Oh,
if
that
you want to
makes
go out. So
sense.
what we would recommend is bring a pair of sneakers for the everyday life, and then depending of what else you're planning to do, maybe bring a pair of more functional shoes, or maybe if you want to go to the beach, a pair of sandals.
Also, another thing to note, if
Yeah.
you're visiting during fall or winter, definitely bring a good coat. It gets pretty
A
chilly
big one.
and you're gonna want a coat.
How
Yes. Before we
chilly?
continue with the video, I just
How chilly can it get when I go in fall? Because that's the time that I'm thinking of going. Oh gosh. Maybe I'll just buy some when I go there. Or do I need to bring some puffer jacket or some windbreaker or something? Do I need that in fall?
wanted to take a quick moment to remind you to please like the video. It helps the YouTube algorithm. We're still a very small channel, and every thumbs up, every comment below really helps. If you want to further support us with our channel, you can do that on Patreon. We have a Patreon page. It's patreon.com. You can choose. Category number 4 is gonna be toiletries. And this is a category where you shouldn't really overpack as well, unless you have something very specific to you.
So there are DM and Rossmans here. Those are like the convenience stores of Germany, equivalent to
Everywhere.
like, yeah,
Okay.
it's equivalent to like a Walgreens or a CVS or something. And you can buy all of
Oh.
your basic toiletries there, like toothpaste, deodorant, shower gel, bar soap, whatever you need. They usually have it there.
And it's super cheap here.
I will say,
That's
if you have any
good.
specific face wash or specific product that you use,
I do
I have really
have.
sensitive skin, and I know that there are certain face washes that I
Me
couldn't
too.
get here. So if you have something specific, just make sure you do your research beforehand
And bring it.
and bring it. Category
Do you guys have like a Dove soap in there? Because, yeah, that's my specific soap. Like, I have sensitive skin, like, especially my face. And every time I use the hotel soap, my skin really burned. Like, I don't know, it hurts so much. And it's always like around here. Like, it hurts really bad. And then it would last like 3 days. So, when I forget it, when I went to Australia last month, did suffer from that burn. I hurt so bad, so I had to buy specific lotion for my skin, and it got better next day. But yeah, just wondering if I'm sure you guys have it, right? I'm not sure, but please let me know. So if you don't have it, then I'll just have to bring one.
number 5, documents. Don't forget your
For
passport.
what?
I know it
Ah.
sounds silly, but it's something you need when traveling internationally. Also, it's really good to make sure that your passport doesn't expire within 6 months of your trip, so just make a double check on that. Also, make sure you have both electronic and paper copies of your important documents, like your passport, your driver's license, your visa. It's really good to have a physical copy of that. Scan it, have an electronic copy version of that as well in case you lose your hard copies.
Also,
Okay,
bring
those
your
are the
international
basics.
driver's license if you intend to drive. There is a lot of public
Oh.
transportation in Germany and Europe, and it's very
Yeah.
easy to get around the continent without driving. But if you intend to drive, you should definitely bring your international driver's license.
Yeah, and it's
Good
really
tip.
easy to get.
Okay.
I think you can go to AAA and get it for $20, $30.
But do not forget to also
Oh,
bring
that's
your
not
state
much.
driver's license with it, because it's only valid with the original state driver's license and the paper of the international driver's license together. So pack both of those. Another thing that can save you a lot of money in Germany is to bring your student card. In Germany, there are countless discounts for students. So I think there is this thing called the International Student Identity Card. And if you can apply for that and bring that, you should definitely do that. There are discounts for
Really?
transportation. There's also a lot of admission discounts in Germany. For example, for museums, for activities, for fitness clubs, even
Nice.
for nightlife clubs and beer and all that stuff,
For
you can get
real?
discounted
That's
if
a
you have a
lot.
student card.
Yeah, and this applies for all over Europe. There are a lot of touristy attractions that you'll get a discount if you're a student.
Category number 6 is gonna be apps and technology. So we're all pretty reliant on our phones nowadays, and they are a big help
We
when you
do.
travel. So if you plan on traveling a lot, you should, if possible, bring an unlocked phone to get the local SIM cards everywhere. In Germany, we basically have 3 big phone providers, which is the Telekom, Vodafone, and O2. The Telekom is kind of the best one, but also the most expensive. Vodafone is a close second place, and O2 is kind of like a third place. The network coverage is not as great.
Yeah, so when I first came into Germany,
Oh.
we just went to the Vodafone shop in Frankfurt. I got this 1 GB plan or something for like 10 euros. They spoke English there, so it was really easy to set up.
Yeah, and we would
That's
totally
nice.
recommend getting a prepaid card. They all offer prepaid cards, and there are also third-party providers like Aldi or Lidl, the big 2
Ooh.
supermarkets, which also sell their prepaid SIM cards at the checkout. So that is very easy to get. Don't get a contract, get a prepaid card from one of these providers.
Yeah, especially if you're only going to be here for a short period of time.
Exactly.
So now we're going to
Yeah,
talk
that's a good
about
tip,
some of the
yeah.
different phone apps that are really helpful when traveling. I would definitely recommend downloading Google Translate or a translation app. I always use Google Translate, and I know I
Yeah,
could download
need
a
those.
certain language to have it to use even offline. You're not going to really have a problem if you're traveling in the big cities. Most people speak English in Germany, but if you're traveling some of the outward areas or you don't want to be reliant on people to translate for you, it's a really good app to have. And another one that we always have whenever
Yeah, I have to remember this. One of my comments said that I really, really need it. I'm sorry, I forgot the commenter's name, but that's a good tip. Thank you. I'll remember this. I'll have to download them. Before I leave, I'm gonna have to write all of them so I don't forget any good information and good tip. So yeah, it would suck when I have to talk to someone and then they don't speak English. So yeah.
we're traveling is Google Maps. You can download a map area to use offline, and it's really beneficial, especially when you're trying to explore a new city.
Yeah, one big thing I love about Google Maps, and I think which is
I do love
underrated,
Google
is
Maps.
that you can use these markers. In advance, if you plan your trip, you can mark the sites, the restaurants, everything you need to go to, and then have the offline map there. You can just briefly look at your map and see where you want to go next or what's in the
Yeah.
area. Super, super convenient if you
It is
travel
convenient.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Then
I
2
love
German
those.
apps I would recommend to download if you plan to go around is the Bahn app, which is the official German train provider. And the app is pretty good. You can find the tickets for the normal prices. They will give you notifications about delays and everything. You can book it there. You have your ticket on your phone. You don't need to print anything. Very convenient to have. Another thing,
It is
kind of the same
convenient
thing
that
for
way.
buses, is Flixbus. Flixbus is huge in Germany and it's probably the cheapest way to go from city A to city B. It's way cheaper than taking the train. The app just does the same thing. You can
Yeah.
book, you have your ticket
Really?
on it. No need
That's
to print
nice.
anything. And the last app that I would recommend for
That's always nice when you can just show your ticket from the phone. Like you don't have to print it out. Convenient that way.
people traveling anywhere in the world is to get a VPN. A VPN is a virtual network and it kind of
Oh,
fakes for your phone another
really?
location. So if you, for example, want to watch your American Netflix, you might need a VPN so you can just watch your stuff there. It's also good for internet privacy and
Yeah.
security things. So privacy, access to streaming, all that stuff, much better if you get a VPN.
Number
That's
7,
true, yeah.
medicine. If you need a specific prescription
Oh,
medication, get it
yeah.
in advance.
Exactly. And if you don't have travel insurance, it will be hard to get because all of the prescription medicine in Germany requires a doctor's visit first. and that might get very expensive if you're not
Oh,
insured.
yeah.
Also, if you need some stronger sleeping pills or stronger painkillers, those might not be over the counter pills in Germany.
For
So
real?
if you're reliant on those, you should also bring those.
Yeah, just make sure that you're allowed to bring them internationally before you just start bringing drugs into different countries.
Yeah. And our last
Makes
point, number
sense.
8, is gonna be a quick overview of things that you should not bring to Germany. The reason for that
What
is
is
most of
it?
these things are very cheap and very easy to get when you arrive here. And the first thing I would say you should not bring is sunscreen. It might be a little funny thing. Germany can be very
Really?
hot in summer, but most of the year you don't need sunscreen. And if you do need it, it's pretty cheap and you can get it basically everywhere.
I think that
Oh,
goes with a
that's
lot
a
of the other
relief.
toiletries that you can get. There are going to be DM and Rossmans everywhere. Also, a lot of the supermarkets will hold a lot of the basic toiletries.
Another thing that you should probably not bring to Germany is food, because most likely airport security at
Who
some
bring
point will
food?
take the food away from you, especially if you bring it in
Ah.
hand luggage. And we often see people at the German customs being looked through, and then they have to hand over these huge packages of foreign food.
Also, do not bring anything illegal. Look up.
Actually, I bring some snacks when I fly, like on my flight. I always bring snacks because I love snacking. I don't know. I just love snacking. So whenever I watch a movie, I'll just keep eating. Or when I'm bored. But yeah, I will try to not bring a lot. Or if I bring any, I'll just have to eat it really quick before I go through immigration, I guess.
The laws beforehand and what you are allowed to bring in and out of different countries.
Yeah, and if you do not get caught.
Oh, God, no. What?
What?
So those were our 8 things to bring and not to bring to Germany. Let us know in the comments below if you have any more tips.
That was a really good video and really informative. It's very useful since I am planning a trip soon, so it's very helpful. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.